right, welcome. So this is the back to school video here for Mrs. Van Wilkenberg. Welcome to chemistry. This is 2025-2026. I'm in room N17. A little bit about myself is I have 4 kids. This is my daughter Josie. She's 20. She's a vet assistant here in Fresno. This is my son. He's 17. He's a junior here at Clovis High. This is my son Jasper. He's 13. He's 8th grade at Clark and he plays rugby. And then this is my youngest, Juliet, who's 11, and she's in 6th grade at Cedarwood, and she's my rodeo girl. She rides rodeos up and down California. I graduated from Kerman High School. I played volleyball and swim. My mom was actually my math teacher in 7th and 8th grade. I grew up on a ranch, so I'm very much a country girl. We did raisins and sheep. Currently, we just do raisins. My education started at UC Davis in animal science. And then I wasn't always a teacher. I worked in genetic research to determine functions of genes with Genentech and DeltaGen. I also worked with Down syndrome research at Stanford for around 20 years. And then I have lived in California and Ohio. We do live on property. So at our house, we have 2 dogs, 2 horses, 2 sheep, and 8 chickens. Some recommended materials that you would need or your student would need for my class. The first one would be a scientific calculator. I do have ones here in the classroom that they can use, but they might want one at home. A regular calculator would work for a while, but some part they would need a scientific. This would also work for their math class. They'll need 2 spiral college ruled notebooks, around 100 pages, so 1 subject. 1 for fall, 1 for spring. If they did a multiple subject, it would probably last them all year. Pen or pencil, I do have some if they forget them. Colored pens and pencils, I do have some here in the classroom, but if they want their own, they can get them. A highlighter, I do have some here in the classroom, but if they want their own, they can bring them. Their textbooks, they've already received their textbooks, and those just stay at home. So don't ask them to put them back in their backpack. I have class sets if we're going to use them. Most of the time we won't. I'll probably use them just for independent study. Grading. So 40% is a unit or practical exam. 20% is mastery quizzes. 20% is a final exam. And then 20% of their grades are assignments and labs. I do update them quite regularly, if not once a week, more than once a week. So if your student says that I haven't put in the grade yet, feel free to email me and ask me. Mastery quizzes. So these will be short little quizzes they'll take on just a single concepts, and the students have to finish the work on those concepts to be able to take the mastery quiz. They can complete that work at their own pace. Okay. They may retake these as many times as a student needs for up to 100%, but all retakes are a different quiz. So it's not the same questions. I do grade them right after they take them, and then we go over what they may have gotten wrong. All mastery quizzes are due and need to be completed the class period before the unit exam. And I'll show you on my website where that is. Okay, and you can see where those exams are going to be. They will also have a lab practical. These are assigned after the unit exam, and it's a lab students are to complete with their partner or alone to demonstrate their knowledge of their unit. There is no retakes on these because they get to use their notebooks. Unlike on the quizzes and the unit exams, there's no notebooks. And then there's extra credit if they don't ask me a question. So they can take these homes and work on them. They have multiple days to finish these. So, and these will be entered as an exam, and they'll have 1 each semester. Homework. So all homework, I don't assign homework. All homework will be to finish any assignments that were started here in class, and they should be turning those in the next class period so they stay on track. Later missing work will only be accepted up to the unit test date unless there's some extenuating circumstances or they have excused absences. They have 1 makeup day per day absent, and they will receive a stamp on all their work when they turn it in to take their quiz. So you can look through and see if they have the stamps. Some assignments, of course, will be placed in their notebook. They'll self-grade those, and then some will be turned in for me to grade. Retakes and makeup. When absent, they have 1 day extra for every day absent if it's an excused absence, which means parent or guardian has excused it to the office and it's in my system. Retakes on quizzes can be taken up to 100%. Unit test only for a maximum of 90. And retakes of the unit test are within a week of the unit test was given. You must have completed all work for the unit to retake it. You can retake mastery quizzes many times as you need, up to the class before that unit test. If you know that they will be absent, please request an independent study packet from the office. It no longer requires 5 days. It can be from 1 to as many days as you'll be gone, okay? Co-curricular. Co-curriculars do not afford extra absences. So that means if they're absent for co-curricular, they are expected to get the work before they leave for co-curricular and then bring it back when they return, okay? So for example, if they're absent for a co-curricular activity the day before a unit test, you are still expected to take that test. And you highly recommend to come in before that planned absence to get any work. I have everything up for 2 weeks planned out. Cell phones, they don't get their cell phones here in the class. Tardies are not accepted either. They have to check in with the office if they're going to be tardy to my class before they come. So they do place their cell phones in a holder when they walk into my classroom. They are told not to touch those cell phones for the entire period until the bell rings. So the first cell phone violation is a warning. The second cell phone violation, they'll receive a referral to student services, and I will call parents about it. The third cell phone violation, parent contact and immediate referral with their phone. And then they also may charge their phone, but only when it's in cell phone jail or in the holder. I am available for help, so they can ask for help during the independent work time. We have lots of that in classroom. Tuesday at lunch, I will make sure that I'm in here to help. By appointment, they can email me anytime with questions, or they can check the web page, which I'm going to show you in a minute. There's my email. You can call the front office if you want to get a hold of me, but they will only put you through if it's not in school hours. Okay. This is my website, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up. There is a link to my website in their classroom, so you have access as a parent here. Back to school night, of course, that's where I'm putting this video. Here's my calendar. So this is when I think I'm going to have some unit exams already. I won't move them further up. I will move them only back. I will not move them earlier. Pictures of my notebook where certain pages go in the notebook. So if they have a bunch of loose pages at home, you can look through this. I will be posting this per unit. The daily agenda. This is something they see on a daily day, I guess, at the beginning of class. And it tells you exactly what they're going to do, and so parents can look at this as well. They also have this linked in their Google Classroom. So if they're absent, they can see what we did that day. Any lectures, if you want to help them at home and want some help, I have my lectures here, but there's also some here in the extra resources as well. Okay, so this is my webpage. Okay. They also have tutoring. Oh, I forgot to mention. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go back a minute. I also want to show you the Google Classroom. So a lot of students will tell me we don't know where we could find things when we're absent. They do have a box, but also everything if they forget it. If you have a printer at home, it's really helpful. I post everything that I hand them here on Classroom. So any handouts such as the fall notebook set, if they're missing any, all of them right here where they can go ahead and print them. So if they actually lose their paper, they can go back on to Classroom and see what they need to do to get what they need. Okay, I have extra copies in my room as well. Tutoring, they can attend Growl After School. Mr. Warner's in there. He's great. He's our AP Chem, Chemistry, and Honors Chemistry teacher. Please, I tell them, feel free to go to any chemistry teacher on campus. A friend, they want to go see their chemistry teacher, perfectly fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. And then you can come see me, definitely on Tuesday, or make an appointment. And then also, all students have access to tutor.com on the student's Clever account, okay? So they can access this through their Clever account. I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you look, it's clever.cusd.com. They can log in at home, okay? And if they're logged into their school account, it'll just log them in. On their pages, on my teacher page, okay, I'm just going to take a look at period 7. Each of them have a page. They have this link here. So this is tutor.com. This is a 24/7 free service. Clovis Unified pays for each student to have access to this that they can use at home. They will have a live tutor they can chat with or do a video call with, and they will record everything your student says and send me a transcript in about a week with what they were stuck on. So this is something they can access whenever they want, especially, if it's in the middle of the night and all of us are asleep. Google Classroom and Parent Square will be great. They are the only ones, students are the only ones that have access to Google Classroom. They have to actually log in and let you see that. I cannot give access to parents. If you are a parent who wants to see a report, just send me an email and I'll get you set up with that. Students have access to an online book if they don't have theirs, which is on their Clever account as well. Students have access to print any handouts from class on Classroom. And students and parents can join Parent Square for homework and other reminders. So if there's something I need to remind them of, I will only do it in Parent Square. So make sure that you're set up to do that. And to access Parent Square, if you just hold up your phone, here's a QR code. And you can sign up with your email or with your phone number that you put in when you registered your child or student for school. And you will have that there. It's really nice because you can do multiple students, multiple sites, and then you can also say for it to be quiet for the day while you're working and just send you the reports at the end of the day. And I like that because then it doesn't text my phone like 20 times a day. Okay? So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to email me or give me a call before school or after school. If I'm in my room, I'll answer that. Okay? All right, well, I look forward to getting to know your students, and please feel free to reach out to me anytime.